Welcome back to the channel, guys. Eric from Exploring with Eric here. Today we are going over our recent trip on the Discovery Princess, doing an honest raw review on our trip here for the 11-night trip to Alaska. So let's get this party started off here with the review as we are here in Vancouver, Canada, and let's talk about the embarkation process here in Vancouver. And here at Vancouver, they make you go into the Pan Pacific Hotel and Convention Center for the check-in. Doors opened at 10:30. We had a 10:30 check-in time, so we joined this little group right here. Took about 10-15 minutes to get to an agent. Once you get to an agent, it only took about 5 minutes or so to get through this little area right here where they had a lobby where we had to wait till 11 o'clock to get onto this ship. And once you get over in this area, it doesn't matter. They do have a platinum area, elite area for people that are elite, but they do have another area for normal people. And we were here for about 5-10 minutes, and we got to enjoy to get onto the ship right at 11 o'clock. Around 11:15, I already had my first drink in my hand and my first food, a veggie burger coming up here. But I got to give it up to the Princess crew here in Vancouver, one of the easiest embarkment processes I've been through. And for the first time, the Discovery Princess has been here in Vancouver. Got to give props up to the Princess Corporation here. Very smooth boarding process here in Vancouver on the Discovery Princess. I did hear that some people came in around noon and had a little bit issues, but to be honest, can't complain too much for me. So next up here, we're going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of the stateroom that I had here on the Discovery Princess for the first 4 nights, and we'll get into the next one, which we had for the 7th night. But first up, for the first 4 nights, we had a balcony room that was accessible, wheelchair accessible. So we'll get into that here next up on the block. About our stateroom, which we had a balcony room that was wheelchair accessible. We were on deck 15, the marina deck. We were forward on the marina deck, all the way in front of the ship. We could not see forward, though. We were the last cabin that is looking straight out on port side. But it was a lovely room here. As we get into the room, we were above the Lido, or below the Lido deck, but we were all the way forward. So there was actually rooms above us, so we did not hear any noise whatsoever from the Lido deck on our entire stay here on the Discovery Princess. But this room is very spacious and has enough room here for 2 people. I wouldn't try to fit more than 2 or 3 people into this room. But here, as you can see, it is wide enough. If you do have to bring in a wheelchair to this room, it's very, very spacious for you. And the bathroom itself is very spacious. I do miss the tub, but if you do need to have a wheelchair into this room, it is very helpful not to have a tub in your way. But for the 4 nights that we were here, it was very spacious and very enjoyable to come out on this lovely balcony and have the extra space here as we make our way over to Alaska. So lovely balcony room here on the Discovery Princess. The one thing I will say is that Princess does make their balconies rooms very small. So if we did not have this accessible room, our balcony would be half the size and the room would be much smaller than with the extra space. There are no couches in the balcony, which is another side thing that I wish Princess would fix. But for the time being, since it was just 2 of us, it was great size here on the wheelchair accessible room. For the next 7 days, we had a mini suite, which we'll get into later on here in the video. So next up here, we're going to be getting into our mini suite review here on the next 7 nights that we had it for 7 nights. So let's get into the mini suite and go over if it's an overall good choice for you over a balcony. So let's get right into it here. For our next 7 nights, we had a mini suite, starting off here with the queen size bed and a couch and a little balcony, which I'm very, very surprised that they give you such a small balcony here in the mini suite. But you do have amazing views out in Alaska, so a balcony is a must to me if you are traveling with a family member or with a group. So one thing I do love about the mini suite is this wonderful closet space, walk-in closet here, plenty of hangers and plenty of space down below to put your luggage, bags, etc. And then you do have another closet space over here to put more stuff in as well, those 2 doors right there. And so once you open these 2 doors right here, you have your more closet space and your safe to put your laptop or your phone, passport, etc. away at night. So very nice space here. And we walk into the bathroom here. Bathroom is a nicer setup than a normal balcony room like the one that we had before. Another nice setup is going to be the shower area here. Big shower head area over here. For if you're tall, if you're 6'5" or taller, you do have a nice setup here. And then my favorite part is this lovely tub to come into enjoy a warm tub shower after a cold day out in Alaska, because it does get cold. We went at the beginning of May and it was in about 40-50 degrees outside. So it's a lovely setup here for the tub and like that. So the bathroom feature here in the room is wonderful to me. So next up, we're going to be going over the ship. We got dining, entertainment, the bars, the stuff around the ship to go enjoy. So we're going to start off with the... Coming up now, we're going to be going over the bars. Little spoiler here. The bar service here on the Discovery Princess is outstanding. The bartenders know what they're doing. The servers are always there, ready to get you your next drink. So to be honest, you cannot go wrong with the Discovery Princess if you love bars. We'll get into that here in a bit with my review on the bars. Let's talk about the bars here on the Discovery Princess. Let's see how the service is and the drink qualities are here on the ship. Right here, we are currently at Kroner's on deck 6, getting the beautiful views of Vancouver here. But Kroner's is one of the best bars here on the ship to go to. You have a piano bar right here. The guy playing every night was fantastic. And then over here, Kroner's is known for its martinis, and they do a great job here at Kroner's Bar of making any of your favorite cocktails. Anthony over here making my 24 karat gold margarita over here was one of the top bartenders over here at Kroner's, always with a smile even though he's wearing a mask. But the quality of the drinks were outstanding here at Kroner's and here on the Discovery Princess. And always there to help you with whatever choices you would like. So here's the 24 karat gold margarita right here from Kroner's. But overall, all the bar staff on the ship Discovery are outstanding, very friendly, like to get to know you, and just to have a nice little chat with them is always a fantastic time. One of the best bar scenes on the ship I've ever seen before, that I'm very glad that Discovery Princess does have with Princess, is good spirits at sea. I love this concept that Princess has here. They do a daily show where they actually have a select cocktails that you can get from just this bar, and they do a live show 3 times a day here on the Discovery Princess. One at 5:30, 7, and then 8:15 or 8:45, depending on the location you are at that day. But the fabulous staff here, Lou, Fatima, and Ronald, definitely must-see spot here on the Discovery Princess. The only thing I wish they would change here on the Discovery Princess is once you get to Victoria, they only do have one bar open during your stay in Victoria, and it does get very crowded and busy at the bar, but everything else was spot on. So let's get started on the dining department, going over the menu choices, the service, etc. So let's get into that. So let's talk about the food now. So we're going to talk general, we're going to talk about the service, the quality of the food, from the main dining room to the buffet to the specialty restaurant that we tried out. So I'm going to be showing you little samples of each little food that we had here on the ship as we talk about the service first up. First up, the service on this ship is outstanding. 5-star service all day long. From the morning when you go down to the buffet or down to International Cafe and grab your morning snack, all the way up to the main dining room for dinner, which excellent service in the main dining room. 5-star service again. They will do whatever it takes to make sure you have a pleasant experience dining here on Princess. We had the same server for 8 out of the 11 nights, so maybe the service was a little different, but Guillermo, our waiter, was outstanding and had outstanding choices for us every single night and had our drinks ready for us right when we came down to sit down at the table. So it was lovely to see that. Let's talk about the quality of the food, as we got a little steak right here. All the food was really good. There was a couple of them that were, let's just say, decent. But all the food was warm, hot, and edible, which most food should be. But the food was outstanding most of the nights. I loved the North to Alaska menu choices that you could have. All the salmon, the halibut, the crabs were all wonderfully cooked and very tasty. We did go to Bistro de la Sour, the specialty restaurant, the French restaurant, which was outstanding as well. We enjoyed that. The service was, wow, splendid. Well deserved to go check that out if you have time to check out any of the specialty restaurants. The buffet upstairs for lunch, dinner, and breakfast. They always had nice variety of choices up there for you to choose from. So got to give it up to Princess again for that. There's not much I can say bad about the quality of the food, the service, or the dining choices, to be honest. There's plenty of dining choices to choose from the pool deck, International Cafe, main dining room, the buffet, and the specialty restaurants. And the desserts coming up, oh, those desserts are the best things ever. We're going to be going over the activities on this ship. Do they offer enough activities here on the Princess ship? Going to Alaska. Also, activities such as the Serenity up on deck 18. Is it worth the extra charge to go check out the Serenity during an Alaska cruise? Very interesting thoughts there. And then see if they have enough trivia, karaoke, etc. Enough stuff going on this ship. We'll go over that here. Next up here. So now we're going to get into the daily activities on board from entertainment. As right here in the Princess Theater, they had a nightly show. Right here was setting up for the comedian. They had nightly shows here. Also on deck 16, the Lido deck, they had movies at night almost every night, which was nice. And the nice thing here on Princess is they set up the lounge chairs and they give you blankets, nice warm big red blankets. But again, every night they had entertainment. One of the best shows at sea is only here on the Discovery Princess, called the Spotlight Bar. You probably already heard about it already, but if you have not and you are sailing on the Discovery Princess, it is a must-see show. And then also nightly throughout the whole entire ship, at 4 or 5 location venues, they have live music all night long from around 6:30 till late at night, with the DJ playing your hottest hits all night long. But one of my favorite activities on this Alaska cruise that Princess does very well is the enrichment presentations. They bring someone on that lives in Alaska and shows you what you will expect to see at the different ports in Alaska that you go to visit. Very, very informative. They do also have almost every night, maybe not every night, but most of the nights they do have some wonderful game shows. This one was majority rules, where it's not like trivia. Do you get the right answer? It's the whole entire crowd. Whoever gets the majority of the vote for that, you get a point. But all the trivia on board were very entertaining as well. They do have not so many trivia sessions that you normally would like on a cruise, but Shell, the person that was running the trivia, did a very good job of running trivia throughout the whole entire cruise here. So there was a lot to do for activities here on the ship. You had the movies at night, you had the entertainment, that was excellent. All the shows from that Spotlight Bar I was talking about, rock opera, the magician, the comedian. There was plenty of entertainment to watch throughout the cruise. And nightly, you could not go wrong with all that music. That entertainment was fantastic to watch. Musical pieces. So let's talk about the sanctuary. You may ask, what is the sanctuary? So the sanctuary is a place that you have to pay for. It is in front of the ship on deck 18, a private area with lounge chairs, cabanas, and a hot tub, which the hot tub was really nice because here in Alaska it does get cold, so it was nice to use that. And over here at the sanctuary, it is very quiet, but it does get very windy and cold in Alaska, so it's not really like the most best place to come to. But they do serve great food here at the sanctuary. They do have their own special menu for food, and you can order any drink from anywhere on the ship and they will bring it right to you at your lounge chair or your cabana. So that's a great option for you there. So if I was in the Mexican Riviera, I believe this sanctuary would be a wonderful spot to be at. So I just want to talk about the ports of call that the Discovery Princess go on to real quickly, because they go to some amazing ports in Alaska. First up, you go to Ketchikan, which is the salmon capital of the world. Just the views from Creek Street, with the creek going down with the water going and all that, and all the beautiful shops up there, the wonderful excursions. You can go salmon fishing, you can go watch the lumberjack show. So many outstanding things. The restaurants in Ketchikan are world class. I love that port so much. It was maybe my second favorite port of the whole entire trip to Alaska, of activities to actually do in town. Next up was Juneau. So Juneau, the town itself, it's the capital of Alaska, so it is a little bigger than Ketchikan and Skagway. But the excursions that you can do in Juneau are outstanding. You got Mendenhall Glacier. You also have the whale watching. You can go dog sledding and like that, or take a helicopter and go over the glacier. But the actual downtown area where the cruise ship stops, there's not really much to do. I mean, you have your normal shops and the restaurants, but to me, there's only like one or two spots to go eat that are actually really good. Skagway had to be my favorite port of all. Just going into town, the way that you go on the ship with the mountains, all the views of the mountains are outstanding with the snow, the excursions that you can go on, the White Pass Summit excursion, the train was outstanding. One of my favorite excursions to ever go on that I've been on a cruise. The different restaurants downtown, the different breweries you can go to, the different snacks that they have there. The Doughboy snacks, a really good place to stop to if you're in Skagway. Skagway Brewing Company has wonderful halibut sandwich to enjoy. Just taking the views of Skagway is just amazing. And then finally our last port was Victoria. You're only in Victoria for about 4 or 5 hours, depending on what time the ship docks into Victoria. So at night there's not much to do in Victoria besides walking around. One of my top tips is to go to the Fisherman's Wharf. They do have a few restaurants open, a Mexican restaurant, a pizza place. You can take a water taxi if you feel like going over to the main Victoria downtown. But I did hear that most of the stuff was shut down around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But Victoria, if you go during the day, which the Discovery Princess does not, it's a beautiful city, and go check out afternoon tea at the Fairmont. So overall, the port of calls were really good. We didn't get to make it to Don's Glacier, which you do have a glacier day before you head over to Juneau in the morning. But going to Endicott Arms, seeing all the icebergs, the ice, the melting ice, wow. It just brings you to show why Alaska is a top destination in the whole entire world. So for all the ports of call, gotta say it's pretty good. It's no Glacier Bay. I've never been to Glacier Bay, but it's not like going to Glacier Bay or anything like that. Glacier Bay, if you are going to Alaska, should be on your list to go to. But for me, my first time going to Alaska, the Inside Passage from Seattle to the Inside Passage, Juneau, Ketchikan, Skagway, and Victoria was perfect. Embarkment Day, again, I would say the best part of that was in Vancouver, British Columbia, which the Discovery Princess goes out of Seattle. When it went out of Vancouver, it seemed to be more organized in Vancouver than Seattle. In Seattle, it was just a big old line with people just trying to get in. But once you get onto the ship, everything is fantastic. Princess knows how to treat its guests, and with the pandemic that's going on right now, with the staff shortages and supply chain issues, you don't really notice it on Princess compared to other cruise lines that I've noticed that I've been on so far this year. I'll have to give it up to Princess. They do a good job. I mean, you do have issues here and there, but I mean, it is the time of the world right now where everybody's having issues. But overall, it's been a great experience with Princess here on the Discovery Princess. I highly recommend people taking a cruise on Princess and checking out the new cruise out of Seattle on the new ship, the Discovery Princess, and having an amazing time out to Alaska. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better ship or better service on my first time to Alaska. I'm actually going back in a few more weeks. Less than a month now, on June 26th, out of Seattle, back on the Discovery Princess, and hopefully do a little better job on my reviews and check out more stuff. But hope you enjoyed the video, And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you have not yet, if you made it this far. Take care, guys. Happy cruising.